Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, your no shit gaming news video. That's 3 news stories in one video with zero faff. Capcom had a very good 2019, launching Devil May Cry 5 and Monster Hunter World's Iceborne expansion to massive critical success. But even greater success was found with Resident Evil 2 Remake, which was the highest rated new game on Metacritic for the whole year, achieving 93 on PS4. Undoubtedly, Capcom is expecting similar results with Resident Evil 3 Remake when that launches in just a few weeks, but news has just broken that may put a bit of a roadblock in that ambition. Resident Evil 3 launches alongside an asymmetric multiplayer spin-off called Resident Evil Resistance, which will be made available to all purchasers of Resi 3. The game features multiple playable characters cooperating to escape an area while a sinister player-controlled mastermind lays traps and spawns enemies to stop them. That all sounds well and good as an extra spin-off from the main game, but it has been revealed that the game will feature some form of loot boxes. Surprise mechanics. It's important to note that these will not be in the main Resident Evil 3 game, as I've seen some outlets reporting, and will only be in Resistance. However, of course, that doesn't excuse their inclusion and is still total bullshit. Loot boxes were spotted in a Chinese gameplay video uploaded to YouTube by BlackFox2240, and they can be seen around the 4:15 mark after the player's escape. A translation performed by Gamer Revolution revealed purchasing the loot boxes for 50,000 in-game currency will yield you survivor skins, monster skins, weapon skins, sprays, survivor gestures, zombie gestures, and mastermind voiceovers. Mercifully, that content is all cosmetic or non-gameplay affecting, however we still can't entirely be certain of that. Elsewhere in the video, another loot box can be seen which translates to low-level loot box, indicating that the loot is graded, possibly in rarity, but possibly in how high the item's stats are. The lingering question after all this is whether or not that in-game currency is earnable through gameplay actions or if it costs a premium. The description below the box says, buy a decorative box with grade points, which suggests to me that you'll be able to earn currency based on your performance in-game, but that doesn't rule out the possibility of there being paid loot boxes too. Resident Evil has been Capcom's cash cow for years now, and it seemed to be turning things around last year, but this makes it seem like the company hasn't really changed at all. Capcom has relied on multiplayer games to keep the franchise afloat in the past, with critically panned titles like Operation Raccoon City and Umbrella Corps landing in the low 50s and high 30s on Metacritic respectively. Operation Raccoon City did have a single-player mode, but the clear driving force was the multiplayer component. While we may never be safe from loot boxes, we can at least stay safe from the beastly nemesis in Resident Evil 3 safe rooms. It was reported last week that the game's persistent threat, the STARS hunting bioweapon named Nemesis, would be able to crash through safe rooms to get to you, something the original Nemesis nor Mr. X from Resident Evil 2 Remake could do. Fearful gamers breathed a collective sigh of relief after finding out that this was just misreported by official Xbox magazine in a hands-on preview article. OXM explained that the player had to evade Nemesis using the new dodge mechanic after he broke into a room which held a typewriter, Resident Evil's traditional means of saving. As it turns out, this was not actually a save room, as Capcom has officially clarified. While these safe rooms offer protagonist Jill Valentine a brief moment of serenity to compose herself during the ongoing apocalypse, I quite fancied the challenge of never being truly safe from that 7-foot hunk of flesh stapled into a body bag.
That's really gross.
If you want to see how far Raccoon City and Jill have come in the past 20 years, PlayStation Underground just uploaded a new video comparing the 1999 original and all its pixelated fixed camera glory to its photorealistic 2020 remake. Both Resident Evil 3 Remake and Resident Evil Resistance will be launching soon on April 3rd. And next up, the PC specifications for id Software's upcoming Doom Eternal have been released, and much like the demons you'll be slaying, the game is a beast. The minimum and recommended requirements for the game were briefly visible on Steam but have since been removed, so these details may be subject to change. If you're looking at running the game at 1440p and 60 FPS on a PC at high quality settings, you better have 64-bit Windows 10 operating system, one of the following processors, Intel Core i7 6700K or better, or AMD Ryzen 7 1800X or better, 16GB of RAM, one of the following graphics cards, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 8GB, RTX 2060 8GB, or AMD Radeon RX Vega 56 8GB, and 50GB of free storage space. PC versions almost always offer players a better quality gaming experience, but console players needn't worry too much about missing out. Lead engine programmer Billy Khan announced on Twitter that PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Xbox One X all run at 60 FPS. Running at a buttery smooth 60 FPS is practically unheard of on the vanilla PS4 and Xbox One, so hats off to the team over at id Software for achieving what so many others have failed to. However, you won't be able to jump in to rip and tear demons straight away, as there will be a 5GB day one update update to install. Nothing is known right now about what improvements the patch will add, but with just over a week until launch day, we won't have long to wait until we find out. As well as coming to PC and all those consoles listed earlier, Doom Eternal is set to come to the Nintendo Switch at some point later this year. How that will be possible is yet to be seen, but the game's director is very impressed with the port. Speaking with US Gamer, Marty Stratton said, "I can say that I played it about a week ago and I am stunned. Our partner on that, Panic Button, I've referred to them many times as the master of the platform and they're proving it again. I think it's really going to surprise people. I see all the time comments when we release a video. Can't wait to play it on Switch, can't wait to play it on Switch. I think people are going to love it. We're having it come out later because we want to do the job right with it. We want it to be the highest quality version of the game on Switch. We don't want to be compromising in any way." Eternal's predecessor, Doom 2016, also released on the Switch back in November 2017 and received largely positive reviews. It averaged a 79 on Metacritic, with most reviews praising the quality of the port despite its clear performance downgrades to make it playable on the platform. Elsewhere in the interview with US Gamer, Stratton shared how he and the rest of the team at id Software are loving the Doom Eternal cross Animal Crossing memes. "I think it's awesome. The two games could not be more different. They will both be very high quality and polished games. But Hugo said this as we've been talking about it and talking with other people about it. It's kind of like an Evil Dead movie releasing at the same time as a Disney movie, and people kind of loving that contrast. I think that contrast between the two things is what makes the memes so good." Doom Eternal launches Friday next week on March the 20th for PC, PS4 and Xbox One, with the Nintendo Switch version coming later this year. And finally, it's no secret that American game retailer Gamestop has been struggling for a while now. We mentioned in a recent video that staff had been speaking out about the company and how it's going downhill. Gamestop has been trying everything to stall its inevitable demise, and its most recent tactic is to appoint the ex-head of Nintendo America, Reggi Fils Aimé, onto its board of directors. In addition to Reggie, other new board members include former CEO of Walmart US, William Bill Simon, and current PetSmart president and CEO, James J.K. Simancic. GameSpot CEO George Sherman said, "The board refreshment and governance enhancements announced today represent an important milestone in GameStop's transformation as we continue to evolve the company's business strategy for long-term success. We are pleased to welcome Reggie, Bill, and JK to the board. They are each highly qualified and bring significant, relevant experience to our turnaround." While the others are all businessmen with experience in the retail sector, Reggie is an icon within the industry adored by many, particularly by Nintendo fans. He is known for his genuine passion for gaming, and that is something that seems to be very much needed over at GameStop. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this no shit format, go ahead and give the video a like to give it a boost, hit subscribe and the bell if you want to stay up to date on all future installments. Toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. That's all for today. I've been Henry Cooper. Bye for now.